So today we're diving into a story that has absolutely sent shockwaves through the K-pop world. We're talking about a very public, very messy-looking divide inside one of the most legendary groups of all time, Super Junior. And this isn't just some fan theory. This is a conflict that seems to be playing out between the members themselves, right in front of our eyes. We're going to break down how it all started and how it led to a pretty shocking public statement without a single word being said. All right, so how did this all blow up? Well, it all came to a head with just one single social media post. And no, it wasn't some official press release. It was something way more personal and honestly, way more dramatic. It completely set the internet on fire. Okay, so this is it. This is the photo that got everyone talking. It was posted by the group's leader, Leeteuk. And at first glance, it looks like a pretty standard promo shot. But then you see it, the huge, messy scribble right over member choice Siwon's face. You have to understand, in the super polished world of K-pop, an image like this, posted by the group's leader, that's not a joke. That is a massive public statement. And it immediately had fans asking, what on earth is going on? Right, so you're probably thinking, why would a group leader do something so blatant? Well, this didn't come out of nowhere. To really get why that photo was so explosive, we have to rewind a little and look at what was bubbling under the surface. The whole thing really kicked off because of a series of actions by Siwon himself. These actions triggered a huge backlash, especially from the international fan community. It all seems to center on some of his political posts, which a lot of fans felt crossed a pretty serious line. And this wasn't just a one-time thing. According to reports, Siwon shared posts that fans slammed as being both Islamophobic and racist. Then he posted a tribute to a pretty controversial American conservative activist, which really didn't sit well with his global fanbase. And just when you thought things might calm down, he did a TikTok live where viewers once again called him out for behavior they found really offensive. But here's where the story takes a huge turn. The backlash wasn't just coming from the outside, from fans. Pretty soon you could actually see the cracks forming from inside the group itself. And that's when you go from a typical celebrity controversy to a potential full-blown crisis for a group of this stature. You have to remember, in K-pop, social media is everything. Every like, every follow, every unfollow is analyzed like it's an official statement. So when 3 of Siwon's own bandmates took a very public, very clear step against him online, well, the message was loud and clear. And we're not talking about just any members here. We're talking about the group's leader, Leeteuk, along with 2 other senior members, Yesung and Heechul. All 3 of them hit that unfollow button on Siwon's Instagram. For fans who track this stuff, that's like a code red. An unfollow isn't just an accident. It's seen as a deliberate act of distancing. Suddenly, the disapproval wasn't just external anymore. It was coming from inside the house. So you can see how this thing just snowballed, right? It starts with Siwon's posts and the fan backlash. Then comes that critical moment when his own bandmates unfollow him, a huge internal signal. The TikTok live just poured gasoline on the fire, and it all leads up to that final shocking move, the leader posting that scribbled-out photo. Each step just made the whole situation more and more intense. And all of this brings us to today, where things are, well, they're pretty tense. You've got these really public actions on one side, and on the other, complete and total radio silence from anyone official. It's created this void, and it's raising some massive questions about what's next for Super Junior. And this is the real kicker right now. The group is still out there, doing their promotions, acting like everything is business as usual. But their agency, the massive SM Entertainment, has said absolutely nothing. Not a word to explain the controversy, no statement about the very obvious friction between the members, nothing. And you know what happens when there's silence, right? It creates this vacuum. And in the world of K-pop, that vacuum gets filled fast. It's being flooded with fan theories, with intense debates, and honestly, a lot of anxiety about what all this public drama really means behind the scenes. Is this a personal fight? Is it a disciplinary action? Without an official statement, it's anyone's guess. So here's the bottom line. A conflict that might have been private has now completely spilled out into the open, thanks to unfollows and a defaced photo. With no official guidance, everyone is just left to wonder. Is this just a rough patch for one of K-pop's most iconic groups? Or are we witnessing the start of a permanent break?